I think we've always known just how alone we are. Not in a studio apartment kind of way, but in the way that matters. The reason for finding the connections to our world through art and expression, through human interaction. We've always looked for the points of contact that prove that, no, we're not just alone and left to wander. That's why family matters. That's why friends matter. That's why when we are taken from our connections, left just with the thudding silence of ourselves amongst nothing else, individually we looked around to see what else there was in the world. That's when police brutality, gruesome class consciousness, economic disparities, environmental catastrophes, and the all-encompassing malaise of a life lived on autopilot could no longer be ignored. Creating became a luxury. Survival of our sanity, not to speak of the survival of our physical bodies from viruses and nature and police, became what mattered. Those that didn't have their livelihoods put on hold or altogether lost saw the mandated downtime as a chance to reflect. The reflection drowned some others. We stared, wondering why we felt the need to keep creating when the moment felt bigger than any one expression. Does art matter in a pandemic? Does being defined by one singular tragic period forever date and reference that art to the point of such obscurity that it loses all meaning once we're on the other side of it, regardless of what that side brings? The truth is, all art is bound by the era in and circumstances under which it was created. There's a sense that good art has to transcend the time in which it was created. This is a lie. Good art does nothing but make palatable the truth of the time it came to exist in, and denying it its place in history is to remove all context from its creation. That's why innovators can still proudly display their work amongst the followers that took their idea and perfected it, because the fact that theirs is first still means something. Your art has changed. Your style has shifted, either diving deeper into the stoicism that seems fitting of the era, the black tie, solemn that shows the world just how sad you are, or it brightened, defiantly, a solitary, iridescent fuck you to the brazenly dull awful. There's nothing new to be said that hasn't been said already about 2020. Unless, that is, of course, you're the one capable of saying that beautiful, ponderous, solitary new. You're the one that's capable of saying the profound, touching, humanizing thing through your choice form of expression, to make it digestible for those who have neither the time nor capability to synthesize a life's worth of trauma crushed into 18 months. Certainly not like you can. This is where the work comes in, where the need to sit down and express these emotions and feelings, where thoughts and fears come to intersect into one piece, one series of pieces, a song or an album or a novel, play, thesis, piece of legislation that takes all of which 2020 offered and took it to the masses for consumption. This is our moment of chaos. But the fine lines and paved roads that evaporated in March 2020 were always meant to be left. Commercial art is the background noise that goes unnoticed and unseen, pleasantly familiar to the lowest common denominator of humanity that is just nice enough to never remember. Art from a place of immense pain is a product of understanding. We're all deep in the learning phase now, and don't take that as a sign you've gone too far. You've just gotten started. Be grateful for your trauma. Fight like hell to understand it, to control what it means to you. Let that meaning define your art. Say it loudly. Speak clearly. Rub those ashes together to find the spark. Because frankly, if you don't have anything worth saying after the past 18 months, maybe art isn't for you.
Just tasted